Okay, so it's cutting over to Saber now. She runs across the hallway to corner the skull mask. The 15 meters between them have been reduced to 5. Saber should be able to close in with one step and slash her enemy along with the skull mask. But the enemy knows that as well. I wonder who this is supposed to be, though. Also, why he popped out of Kojiro. Like, I still want to know the whole thing behind that. He uses projectile weapons because he knows he'll be no match at close range, and he retreats because he does not want her coming near him. Although not as fast as Saber, the skull still retreats with the speed of a running beast. He slithers across the floor, not slowing down even at the corners. Does he have eyes on the back of his head? Or is the mask on the back of his head? That's a good question? Probably eyes, I would assume. Or just very good senses. Assassin steadily retreats from his opponent, maintaining the distance between them. A spray of sparks. 3 daggers are released without any motion, but have no effect against Saber. Like Lancer, Saber has protection against projectile weapons. Lancer reads the course of the projectile attack, using the sound of cutting air and the enemy's murderous intent. Saber uses the sound of cutting air and her own instincts. Imperceivable attacks are not much of a threat against heroic spirits. It is those attacks that cannot be blocked, even when detected and understood, that are the fatal ones. In that regard, Lancer's lance is appropriate to be called a noble phantasm. A weapon that always strikes the heart cannot be blocked merely by knowing about it. If one is to oppose the demonic lance, one must prepare a shield overwhelming the magical energy of the lance. Kinda like, Archer's, Roias. Have great enough luck to change the fate determined by the lance. Compared to that, Assassin's daggers are easy to manage. They can be fatal if they strike any vital points, but they're no different from throwing stones. Over 40 dirks have been thrown. Having used up his supply of daggers, Assassin finally stops. Saber stops as well, hesitating. The enemy that didn't want her to come close has stopped. There's something for sure, and an ominous feeling surrounds Assassin. This is no situation where she can step in without care. Saber knows it's best to kill Assassin now, but she takes a step back in spite of that. She shouldn't advance. The instincts she has sharpened over the years that have kept her alive for a long time. Those instincts are screaming. Do not advance. Stay away from the deep darkness.
I
don't know if I believe you, Assassin.
こうなっては一撃で下されると覚悟したのだが、なぜ近寄らぬのかな。
Saber doesn't answer and raises her sword a bit. She points her sword at her enemy. There are 7 meters between them. It will take 2 steps to get close enough to strike. Favorite servant? I'm not gonna include Saber because I feel like that's a bit of a gimme. So, discounting Saber, I think I would say Lancer. Like, I don't know, just something about him. I just really like his attitude. As a swordsman, she must close in on her opponent. But she has a secret technique that can be used at all ranges. Though it can only be used once. Assassin's black cloak flutters. He has no idea where the wind is coming from.
私などに語る口は持たぬか。まあいい。語るは自由だ。思う通りに語らせてもらおうか。
Assassin's voice is strong and clear, in contrast to his appearance. Saber narrows her eyes, thinking that his voice is similar to that of Lancer's. Well, Saber, there's a reason for that.
しかし、よくもまあ弾いたものだ。私の探検、見せないつもりで撃っていたのだが、お前には見えていたのか。
実像は見えてはいないが、奇跡ならば読み取れる。見えないものを恐れるようなら、このような剣は持たん。
She got a good point. The skull laughs in agreement. What can he do? Throwing black daggers at an opponent armed with an invisible sword. Assassin keeps on laughing, being displayed with the great difference in the strength of the noble phantasms and their levels as heroic spirits.
そうか。私など初めから敵ではなかったのだな。
The way he's talking makes me think that he does in fact have a plan. I don't trust the whole, oh, I'm not a match. No.
所詮朝日。まっとうな英霊に太刀打ちできるはずもない。もとより我らは影に潜むもの。そのような役割に選ばれる英霊など、初めから存在しない。故に、我らが役割は暗殺のみ。サーバントではなくマスターを殺すしか能のないなり損ないがアサシンなのだ。
Oh, and Saber's gonna realize. Yo, thank you for the follow, soy sauce.
さて、となると、私の標的はただ一人だけだ。理解できるかね、セイバー。私の行動は、すべて君の主を仕留めるためだけのものだと。
And she's not gonna be able to get back to Shiro either, because she'll be distracted because the assassin's gonna stop her.
シロ。
さよう。お前の主は、我が雇い主がもてなしている。私を引き離したところで、急がねば虫どもの餌食だぞ。
Wait, is he not gonna stop her? Is he just gonna leave? Light emanates from Saber's sword. Or rather, the golden sword is revealing its true shape.
ほう。風のまじないで刀身を隠していたか。なるほど。その風圧ならばその場からでも私を立てる。わざわざ七に踏み込むこともないというわけか。
The black cloak sinks. The prey he was supposed to lure in turns out to have a projectile attack. There's no place for schemes now. If Saber intends to kill Assassin without coming close, then he must close the distance himself to kill her first. It won't be that easy though.
立場が逆になったな、アサシン。 この風王結界見事踏み込んでみせるか。
ひどい女だ。イナゴの群れに飛び込めという。さりとてこのままでは竜の方向が放たれる。これは身体極まったか。
Dragon's Fear. Oh, that thing he used against Lancer, which... Oh dear. The skull mask crawls on the ground. It looks like a spider on a wall. The compressed wind becomes a swirl of vacuum about to be released at Assassin. He must be insane. Does he think he can survive the fatal whirlwind simply by lying on the ground?
さて、どう見てもこれで最後になろう。その前に語らせてもらおうか、セイバー。お前は1対1ならば私に勝つと言ったな。
That's right. Saber raises her sword. He cannot withdraw even when he's talking. Saber is staring at Assassin. Even if Assassin were to teleport, she would kill him before it even took place.
だからこそ私をマスターから引き離した。主を守るというその判断は正しい。
Her sword is raised above her head. With the attack poised to strike, Assassin crawls even lower.
だが、そこにはお前自身を守るということが含まれていたのかな？
No? An inquiring voice. I don't like this. To that.
先を急ぐ。さらばだ、アサシン。
Saber replies with a single attack. The match is decided. The windstorm is like a heavenly dragon, its serpentine body winding about to devour its prey. There is no chance of defense or evasion. This is like Lancer's lance. This is a blow that cannot be blocked unless one has more magical energy than invisible air. Assassin's magical energy is far short of Saber's. The only way for him to survive the attack was to prevent Saber from releasing it. But that is too late, and the whirlwind has been released. His black cloak will be torn to shreds a mere second after the blade descends. I don't think it's gonna be this easy though. I really don't. Like, the whole build-up with him, I just can't see it ending like that. Or like this. The dislocation of death closes in with a swirl. With that in front of him. Okay. Assassin charges at the wave of vacuum with a yell of delight. Wait. What? An attack aimed for the neck. Oh, she blocked it. Okay. Saber repels it at once, and the black figure vaults overhead to land behind her. The screen went red, and for a second I thought he actually got her. I was kind of scared. In a flash, she turns and slashes behind her. But Assassin's already jumped out of range. At the same time... Wait, was coming to the temple the wrong choice? The ominous presence she's been feeling has covered the ground beneath her. Oh no. The shadow.
さて、2つほど運がなかったな、セイバー。
The shadow expands. The mud-like pollution invades on her silver,
一つは相性。陣よけのまじないは砂漠を行く者には必須でな。私が知る唯一の魔術が風よけの皆であり。
Darkness swallows the pathway. A shadow that doesn't even reveal itself in spite of the white moonlight. And she sees it dimly, through the haze of her fading consciousness.
アサシン、貴様は。
そうだセイバー。もう一つはこの場所を戦いの場に選んだことだ。ここには良くないものが住むとお前は気づいていたはずなのだがな。
I mean, yeah, that's why we came here in the first place. It was to investigate the ominous being. She can't even hear Assassin's words. She would disappear in a matter of seconds. This shadow swallows servants. Her body detests it before her fading mind. She doesn't care how. She has to escape, even if she has to use all of her magical energy. Only her feet have been engulfed. If she fights with all her power, she can still break free. Even if she may lose most of her magical energy and the parts of her body that are being swallowed, escaping the shadow is the top priority now. But
そうはいかん。お前はここで消えるぞ、セイバー。
the shadow's not her only enemy. The skull, watching Saber get swallowed, is death that finishes her off.
初めから
1対1ならば勝てると言ったな、セイバー。そう。それが間違いだ。お前は1人、こちらは2つ。私はただ、お前の注意を削ぐだけでよかった。
The shadows keep invading. Her existence rots from her feet. She can't feel her toes or her feet. Her legs are already something that doesn't exist in this world.
サーバントはそのあるやるに抗えん。お前が真っ当な英霊ならばなおさらだ。比較的近い私でさえ触れれば魔力を奪われる。純正であるお前では触れられただけで正気を失おう。
No, actually, no. Mr. Skullface. Saber's not a genuine servant, though. Because she's still, she's physical. Because of how her whole contract went. So,
だが、それは惜しい。むざむざお前を消滅させては、私の目的は果たせない。お前の心臓は私がもらう。
お前が私を。
おかしいか。探検は底をつき、私とて影には近づけぬ。その私がお前を仕留めるのは不可能だと。
murderous intent lights up in the skull. Okay. I thought I accidentally just skipped ahead. A deformed arm without a hand cannot be used as an arm. It cannot hold a dagger, nor can it be used to strike someone. But now that arm bends. Oh, I completely skipped over the assassin's right arm is a stick. Weird. Ugh. With the snap of breaking bones, it flaps like a tattered wing. Ew. It's an abomination. What a long arm. The clubbed stump at its end was actually the elbow. The arm was folded back at the elbow, with the hand stitched to Assassin's shoulder. Saber? Saber's mind freezes. It will reach. That arm can reach her. It will reach her and rip at her heart. His arm flaps, sending a shudder through her body and... the cursed arm is thrust like a lance. A sound of cutting meat and gushing blood. Her blood drips onto the floor, staining the shadow in crimson. Scorn leaks out from the skull mask. The outstretched arm is stained red. After finishing its job, the arm folds back to Assassin. Huh? And is severed at the elbow.
おのれ貴様死に損ないの分際に
Okay, Saber still got some fight in her. That's good. For a second I was afraid that the choice to come here was the wrong one. Her upraised sword falls to the ground. Assassin's cursed arm did not reach Saber. Saber's sword has stopped. Saber's sword has stopped the cursed arm before it could gouge out the reflected image of her heart. No matter how cornered she may be, Assassin's noble phantasm is not enough to kill Saber. No. As she has blocked Lancer's lance, which reverses cause and effect, she cannot allow herself to be defeated by this cursed arm. But that's her last act of resistance. She's put the power to escape into the attack. She's no power to escape now. And even if she did, it's too late. The ominous presence now emanates from within herself. The shadow has invaded her legs and is now up to her waist. She's becoming a part of this darkness, which swallows up even the moonlight. Then, everything is too late. The shadow creeps up. As her vision fades, the Silver Swordsman manages one last apologetic gasp before sinking into the deep mud.